The most toxic relationships in our lives leave marks we cannot see but feel deeply. These marks come from people we never expected to hurt us. A narcissistic parent, a sibling, a family member, or even a spouse. Right now, we carry shadows, pieces of emotions, habits, and patterns we have picked up from our interactions over the years. Every interaction, whether with our parents, relatives, teachers, friends, or even strangers, left a piece of itself within us. Some pieces feel like gifts, others feel like weights. There's another part of us, the part that didn't know how to respond to these experiences. Sometimes we copied what we saw in others, adopting their responses as our own. Other times we rebelled, choosing the opposite path. But either way, those experiences stayed with us, shaping who we are. If those interactions were painful and repeated, they etched themselves into our very nature, forming patterns we struggle to break. Over time, these patterns became the personality we and the world now see. But here's the thing, it's not just us. Those who claim to love us unconditionally, our parents, siblings, partners, also carry the shadows of their past. Their actions, which often feel like chains, are tied to their own unresolved pain. When we try to control their behavior or fix their responses, we take on a burden that isn't ours to carry. It's a burden they don't even acknowledge, one that's normalized in their lives. Over time, this burden breeds resentment. We start blaming them for everything wrong in our lives. And yet, we are stuck. We can't switch our parents, erase our past, or walk away from certain family ties. It feels like holding onto a pen too tightly during a long exam. Imagine the strain if that pen were replaced by years of emotional pain. So, how do we save ourselves? How do we find peace when we can't simply walk away? The first step is simple, yet profound. We forgive ourselves. We forgive ourselves because we'll never truly understand the traumas they carry, just as they'll never fully grasp the pain they have caused us. Their struggles don't justify their actions, but they explain them. We forgive ourselves for the times we snapped, for the anger we have felt, and for carrying a weight that was never ours to bear. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing their behavior. It means freeing ourselves from the chains of resentment. It means breaking the cycle of self-blame and stopping the abuse we inflict on ourselves in our inner conversations. We start by saying, I deserve peace, and working on our own healing while fulfilling our responsibilities as a member of the family, not as a servant to their egos, but as someone striving for harmony. Once we forgive ourselves, we can forgive them, but quietly and for our sake, not theirs. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. We forgive the hurt they caused, but we remember the lessons. For example, we might notice how they reacted with anger instead of listening, and we learn to stay calm instead of mirroring that behavior. We set healthy boundaries, physical, emotional, and verbal, that protect our peace. This might look like saying no when they ask for something that drains us, or walking away when conversations become toxic. These boundaries may upset them. They may resist, even lash out, but this isn't about them. It's about us. When we are mentally and physically healthy, we can bring more good into the world. We stop trying to fix what's broken in them and focus instead on building strength within ourselves. Remember, healing is a journey. It's not about changing others or erasing the past. It's about letting go, setting boundaries, and choosing to live with peace in our hearts. Forgive ourselves, forgive them, and don't stop moving forward. The weight we have carried for so long can finally be set down. Let's start by choosing one small act of kindness towards ourselves today. A deep breath, a moment of stillness, or a note of gratitude for how far we have come. The peace we deserve is waiting, one step at a time.